The following program is intended for mature audiences.
A democratic republic of sports. The Sportsocracy with ESPN Asheville hosts Tank Spencer and Jeremy Greene.
And welcome into the Sportsocracy. I'm Tank Spencer. Jeremy Greene is alongside. We are live in the Wicked Weed studio, wickedweedbrewing.com. Drink different. That was a great little sound effect. I like you adding the can pop to the Wicked Weed sponsorship here.
I pretty much do it every day because I forget to open my shit. In the comments, they're talking about 11-ish. Let me explain to you why that's happening. There's this little beep. It's just this dull, non-stop, incessant noise. We've been trying to figure out what it is for the last 20 minutes.
Some kind of fire alarm box back in the electrical room. We had to send pictures to the boss man and be like, "Hey, this little light says trouble on it. You might want to get somebody to fix this." It is
the worst, and it's been happening since I got here 2.5 hours ago.
We were walking down the hallway. I thought it was inside my own head. I'm like, "What in the?" You hear that too? Yeah, okay. All right, good. We're all good. Welcome into the program. It is Week 10 in the NFL, running you up to kickoff with all of the juicy DFS plays. We've been talking about DFS since we got here. I've been learning. So everybody who is down on me for not knowing DFS, I've been learning this morning. So
I had to instruct him on things that I didn't know he didn't know. JT Money said, "Turn the sounds board up." Do you hear this?
A doctor will tell me that I have an IQ of 48 and am what some people call mentally retarded.
There we go. Oh. That's all right. Did you hear that? I have new sounds, just so you know.
Yeah.
It's something I did Friday night. For those of you that are members of the House of Reprehensibles, you should have gotten a notification when you clicked into this video that there is a post on the member board that will open up to our Discord, which is our fun little chat thread that we will have with all of you. That is something you get with the House of Reprehensibles, being a member of our YouTube. You can talk to us all day, every day. And it's fun. It's a fun little server. You can throw videos and shit in it.
Right.
We meant to do that months ago, but, you know. Technical shit.
It just didn't happen.
Yeah, we forgot more than anything.
Welcome everybody in to the program. Yes, as always, fire away your fantasy football questions for the day, as we'll get you set for all of the action. Talk about the pops and flops from each and every game here. And Jeremy, how many DFS lineups do you have
today?
Yeah, one. You just have the one,
and it's a super killer, money-making, just get all gross and fun with it.
It's the roster of integrity?
Oh, yeah. I got one today that is a hammer.
All right, and we will give you the roster of integrity, your straight bullet to the millionaire contest.
I'm going to win $1 million today. I feel very sure.
You think so?
I do. I feel very sure of it. I'm going to win $1 million.
What's the closest you have come?
To the million?
Yeah.
I finished 18th in the British Open.
Wow.
I finished in the top 100 3 times.
No, I meant in football.
Oh,
we know
twice.
about your U.S. Open story.
I finished in the top 100 of the Millionaire twice.
That's pretty damn good.
I was leading it in the 4 o'clock window for about a tenth of a second. I had a screenshot of it for the longest time.
Nice.
Because literally the second I took the lead, I can't remember who it was. Somebody scored a touchdown, and I just went, pew, because I did not have that
whoever
person.
It was. Yeah. Oh, that's got to be frustrating.
Yeah, it's all right. I still had a good day. Taxes are not fun. If you ever win big on Draftkings, just know they're going to send a little envelope to your house, and the federal government is going to go, "Hey, I need half that." At worst.
I was going to say, I thought it was more than half that.
It might be. I can tell you on my biggest win, it was more than half. Not by much, but it's close.
Right. Big injury news of the day.
I mean, if you have a high-end running back, they're probably dead.
Well, you got Alvin Kamara's done. He's out. You have no Nick Chubb because he's still in the coronavirus protocols. Those are the big ones. Who else is going to miss today? Damian Harris. He's still out from the concussion.
Damian Harris is out today. Ramondre Stevenson is one of my favorite plays of the day. Solely because the other running back that they have Brandon Bolden, whatever. J.J. Taylor cannot hold on to the football.
Right.
So Ramondre Stevenson is going to get a ton of tote today. He is. This is one of those days that if you're playing DFS, you got to figure out which cheap running backs do I want. Mm-hmm. Ernest Johnson should be one because there is not really a way that he's not going to pay off $4,700. Question is, do you want another cheap one? Do you want two expensive ones? Do you want to split the difference? I am personally splitting the difference with Ramondre Stevenson and an expensive one.
There are several interesting cheap options today.
There are. It's God. There's so much to do today.
All right, we've got our first fantasy football question in the comments here. Fire them away at us. Justin Parton says Zach Moss, Michael Carter, or Antonio Gibson. My initial reaction is stay away from everything Antonio Gibson. I'm not feeling that today.
No,
against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I just don't like Antonio Gibson. Period.
Now, Michael Carter is interesting, and I believe Zach Moss has the ability to put up some numbers today against your Jets.
Here's a trivia question that has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but I just thought of it. Since week 7, there is a running back tandem that leads the league in yards from scrimmage and yards per touch. Name that tandem. Mm-hmm. Look for the answer in the comments.
Yep, I went through a lot of them.
I think he went through every team in the NFL before he got this right.
Yeah, except for this one. He kept telling me, you're thinking too inside the box, so you're going to have to get
You're thinking too good of a team.
The box.
But my answer for Justin Parton would be Michael Carter 1. I'm going to say Zach Moss 2, Antonio Gibson 3. Mm-hmm. Here's the thing about Zach Moss. A lot of people are going to think, oh, that's a blowout. You're going to see Zach Moss does not get those touches. Why that is, I don't know.
Because he's breakable.
You tend to see Devin Singletary, not Zach Moss.
Because he's breakable. Because Zach Moss is banged up. He has injuries here and there. Not saying that Devin Singletary is the paragon of health, but still.
We have our first answer in the comments. JT Money said, the Denver Broncos.
No.
You're thinking too inside the box. Think of why I am asking this question.
Yeah.
It's a team that is bad.
I still feel like Zach Moss is going to have a decent day today.
Chuck G said Jacksonville. Pat Holt asked what the question was. The question is, there is a running back tandem in the NFL that since week 7 is leading the NFL in yards from scrimmage and yards per touch. And Justin Parton.
I'm your huckleberry.
It's Michael Carter and Ty Johnson.
Yep.
They're averaging 7 yards a touch, which is stupid. I'm a Jets fan, and I even went, that's bullshit. And I went back and checked it. I'll be damn it, they're
true.
right.
It's absolutely true. I mean, Ty Johnson, well, I mean, it was really just that one big play. Didn't he? He had like a 76-yard touchdown that sways that on his 4 carries.
His contribution was it was rather small, but he's still there. Pat Holt asked Adrian Peterson or Pat Freiermuth. I am drunk on Pat Freiermuth today. Mm-hmm. What do bad quarterbacks do? Lean on tight ends. And you have no Chase Claypool. So it's Deontay Johnson, James Washington, and me. Najee Harris, by the way. How he does not have 200 yards tonight, I don't know. Oh, they're going to put 8 in the box. I don't care. I don't care if they put 8 Volvos in the box and try to run him down with them.
Right.
It's not going to fucking matter. Najee Harris is my favorite play of the day.
He's the favorite.
He is my number one play of the day. He is in the hammer lineup of the week. Mm-hmm. That's the only part of Pittsburgh that I really love, but I do like Freiermuth. This is a gross week at tight end.
Dawson Knox is back, though.
Oh, stop.
Come on.
Stop it. Stop doing that.
I'm with you there, armchair. Dawson Knox, he's not a bad play.
But why? Why do you have to? I genuinely think the Jets and the Bills is going to be a big old gross fest. And if you want something that's going to make you laugh, I'm going to be watching it surrounded by Bills fans.
Well, look, one of the things that you have tried to teach me about DFS is that you want to be a little contrarian. If everybody's going to be going Pat Freiermuth because he's cheap. Pat Freiermuth's
not going to be as high owned as you think.
Okay.
I genuinely don't believe he will be as high owned as people think.
You think he's the contrarian play?
Freiermuth?
Yeah.
No, the contrarian play is to go high. If you want to differentiate it at tight end, a way to do that is to go Kyle Pitts or
Travis
Dalton
Kelce.
Schultz. No, Travis Kelce's in the night slate. He's not on the main slate.
Oh, that's right.
Dalton Schultz. Dawson Knox is really expensive. That's another reason that I don't love him on DraftKings. Now, FanDuel is cheap. Friermo's cheap on DraftKings, which is why that's the route I'm going there.
Okay. Carr or Herbert?
Justin Ebert. One of my favorite plays of the day. Mm-hmm. And may or may not be the quarterback of the assassin lineup of the week.
Derek Carr. I think he's going to put up big numbers tonight, though.
Derek Carr?
Yeah.
I like Derek Carr.
I think that
game's going to be.
I think it's going to be very shootout-y.
Just don't turn your television off because they might score 9 times in the
Right.
in the limited amount of time that you turn your head.
They could. Ronnie George says Herbert or Stafford.
Herbert. I don't love Matt Stafford tomorrow night. I have this weird feeling about the Rams. You remember that? You remember when we picked that game and I went, I'm taking the San Francisco 49ers?
Yeah.
In the last 2 days, I have done nothing but gotten more sure that I'm right.
Really?
No Robert Woods. Now you're trying to acclimate Odell Beckham Jr.
He's going to be returning punts, by the way.
That's blowing your mind way more than
I don't know.
should,
It's just baffling to me.
Why?
I don't know.
You do know he's very good at that.
I do, but you get to a certain point in your NFL career where you don't do that anymore.
Antonio Brown did it a few weeks ago. No,
Yeah, because the other guy was
Jarvis
hurt.
Landry does it all the time. It's completely dependent on the team. Mm-hmm. And Sean McVay's one of those guys that goes, "Hey, you're real good with the ball in your hand. Get your ass back there.
You go. You get to getting.
Go on now, get."
Would you play Ramondre Stevenson over Michael Carter?
No, but it's closer than I want to let on. I don't mind that at all.
Okay. You think Ramondre Stevenson has a big day tonight?
I do. And I know Cleveland's good against the run. I just don't care. Because there's only so many people for New England that can keep them in this game. Mm-hmm. If you told me that Ramondre Stevenson was bad, cool, they got the piss beat out of him. And then Dearness Johnson was real good. It is what it is.
Right.
You know, Ramondre Stevenson's going to get goal line touch. I think New England's going to score points. How many? That I do not know. But they will score points.
I don't know that I believe that they're going to score a whole lot of points.
Define not a lot of points.
More than 20.
They may not.
Okay.
But if they score twice, who's going to score them?
Jacoby Myers.
Nope, don't fall for that. I'm telling you, I keep hearing that. Do not fall for that. It will not go your way.
Yeah.
That secondary for Cleveland is damn ridiculous. Mm-hmm. And Greg Newsome is going to be the one on Jacoby Myers, which makes me completely hate him.
Yeah. I mean, he was the only other choice I had not to say Ramondre Stevenson, so what was I going to do? I was kind of stuck.
Well, there you go.
All right, anyhow, let's see. Any more fantasy questions?
Pat Freiermuth or Dan Arnold? Why not both? Why not both?
Why would you do both?
Because they're both going to be real good today. I like Dan Arnold a ton. Secret time? You know what the Indianapolis Colts are really bad at? Stopping tight ends. You know what they're really good at? Stopping everything else Jacksonville does.
Right.
I could see Dan Arnold being the number one scoring tight end of the day. He also might make an appearance in a lineup that we have discussed.
Gotcha. Over your little boyfriend, Pat Freiermuth.
Who said it was over him? Who said I didn't have both of them?
I thought you didn't do that.
Oh no, I'll do that. That's a fun
I thought you don't flex tight ends. I thought that was one of the rules that you taught me.
No, you don't flex wide receivers.
Oh, okay.
And you can do it. It has to be a week that you're really drunk on wide receivers.
Right.
This is a very good wide receiver week. Patrick West, we're like an AA meeting for sports.
What's up, Patrick?
Held to the Washington football team Sunday NFL football. By the way, I do miss that is the only thing that I have found so far about the name change with the Washington football team that I don't like. I do miss the hail to the word that we're not allowed to say.
Right.
Fight for old DC. God, I think they cover today.
Hail to the Red Wolves.
God, I think they cover today.
They'll bring it back. They'll bring it back when they have a name.
The number one game that, from where we pick games, number one game that you feel like you might have gotten wrong. There's only one that I'm looking at going, I know this week's not going to go as true to form as we picked it to be.
Right.
And I'm looking at you going, God, you never cover big spreads. Ever.
Tampa.
Yes. And it's a huge, gigantic, massive, gross
number.
No,
the one that I keep looking at is Arizona and Carolina.
And you're wrong.
Yeah.
Good Lord, they're going to scatter, smother, and cover the Carolina Panthers.
Why?
Because you have P.J. Walker playing quarterback. That's why. Because that defense is a top 10 unit in the NFL, and you're not going to be able to do shit.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not
no movement of the ball at all. They're not going to be able to move the ball with CMC.
What do you do well?
They're not going to be able to do anything.
What scares you with P.J. Walker? Are you scared he's going to hit you over the top?
No.
Then you put 7 in the box. Christian McCaffrey, you run at this all you want to.
Mm-hmm.
You run at this till you're blue in the face, player pudding pants. There's nothing about Carolina that frankly, I think that number's too low.
Really?
And it's only that low because Colt McCoy is going to be the quarterback.
I saw that it has fallen since Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins. The doubt keeps growing and growing with them not playing. And it's still the one I keep looking at going, weird stuff has been happening, man. Nah. And I'm not saying this is a game that Carolina can go down there and win, but I am saying this could be a gross game where it ends up being a 3-4 point spread.
I did see a picture of Robbie Anderson and DJ Moore at the Hornets-Knicks game Friday night.
Uh-huh.
And there was a caption that said, Robbie looks so motivated that now he might actually catch a pass. No, this is Robbie going, well, at least I'm not going to get hit anymore. It's real hard for somebody to hit me when the ball skipped to me like it was a short hopper to the shortstop. Robbie Anderson's like, hey, I might survive this year.
Uh-huh. You just wait until P.J. Walker sucks in the first quarter and a half, and then they turn it over to Cam Newton.
Please
just
do.
blind.
Please
and
do.
just let him come in there
do.
and be Superman.
Please do. Please, God, do. As a matter of fact, I don't want anything in this life more.
We're just going to run goal line packages the entire rest of the second half.
And Matt Rule, you can call it my Christmas present. It's fine. Just please. Joshua Penix asked, would you play Devontae Smith? Yes. I like both quarterbacks in that game. That is the game that I cannot tell you why I think it's going to end up shooting out.
Mm-hmm.
And by shooting out, I mean it's going to go over the number. If you look at every game on this slate today, there are some disgusting, horrid, just deplorable, low-end
no
unders.
Good, god-awful games.
Chuck G said, who had the over and Jeremy making a baseball reference today. Good catch. Sportsocracy bingo. It's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just look at every game on this slate. Jacksonville, Indianapolis, 47.5.
Yep.
Under.
Yeah.
Cleveland, New England's 45.
Under.
Atlanta, Dallas. That's the
over.
one.
Over.
By the way, do you know what the over-under on that game is?
52.
No, it's higher.
58?
55.
Oh.
That's a lot of points.
Over.
I'm not so sure I'm going with you on that.
There, I don't know. When we thought everything was laid out 2 weeks ago, or last week.
Yeah,
that was just last week. We thought everything was laid out so perfectly. There's no way this team can lose. There's no way this team can lose. There's no way this team can lose. And then what happened? It was like
in your chicken salad.
It was like a murderer's row. And then this week hasn't started out any differently with the Thursday night game and Miami beating Baltimore.
Oh, wait.
Stop it. You did not know that was going to happen.
It's weird because I said it was. Do the Lee Corso
You
wave.
said Miami +8.
Yeah, and I was right. I don't care if you win or lose. It's only if you cover the spread. That's the only thing that matters.
You don't get credit for calling that game.
I believe I do. I believe I'm looking in the win-loss column right now going, I got that. I'll take that. Get me that Dolphin head. I'll put it on.
You didn't see them winning that game.
It doesn't matter. I saw them cover the
That's
spread.
what I'm talking about.
doesn't matter.
Everybody knows what I'm
Doesn't
talking
matter.
about.
Nope, doesn't matter. Cover, not cover. That's it. +8, -8.
So the Dolphins started out the week weird already.
Patrick,
Now I'm just trying to predict where the landmines are this week.
To be honest with you, usually when you have a week like last week, the next week it goes as true
chalk.
to form as it possibly could.
Right.
Patrick Holt said a group of crows is a murder. I did not know that, and now that's a thing I know, and now I'm more scared of crows than I was before.
It's a murder of crows.
Hashtag birds aren't real. Still not real.
Keep saying that.
Murder vultures. I'm out.
All right, let's start going down the list here. Every game, biggest plays. First game of the day, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Indianapolis Colts.
How do I say this in the least offensive way possible? Michael motherfucking Pittman.
Yes.
You should play him everywhere you can get him.
Yes.
DFS, he is one of my favorite receivers of the day, and he's the only one that's not in that real high-end tier. Mm-hmm. I don't love James Robinson today. Indianapolis really good against run. I think Jacksonville gets behind. If I'm playing a Jacksonville Jaguar, it's Dan Arnold, and it's not really all that close.
Okay.
I'm not sure that I want anything else for Indianapolis, though. I mean, obviously, Jonathan Taylor, that's a given. Mm-hmm. But T.Y. Hilton, I'm good. Jack Doyle, I'm good.
You don't want any Laviska Shenault, Jamal Agnew,
No. I really
Marvin
don't.
Jones.
I really don't. I don't see an advantageous matchup for anybody but Dan Arnold. Mm-hmm. And I think he's going to be a target freaking monster today. Since he got traded to Jacksonville, he has only had, if you take away the first game that he played there, of which he had been in the building for 2 days, he's had no less than 5 targets in every game. Been over 60 yards. The reason that we don't talk about him because he never gets in the end zone. Mm-hmm. He will today.
Okay.
Tight end whisperer strikes again.
All right, Dan Arnold for the TD.
It's another, if you're playing prop bets, Dan Arnold anytime touchdown scorer, one that I am real fond of because you can get a nice number on it.
Okay. The Indianapolis Colts, I mean, I like everything for them.
For me, it's Jonathan Taylor and Michael Pittman. That's it. I don't want to do anything else because this game's going to be so disgustingly bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 47.5. Number's gone down. It debuted at 49. Number's gone down 1.5. It's Vegas basically telling you this is not the game that you're trying to target.
Indianapolis is a 10.5 point favorite.
I took the Colts, and I am not backing off of that.
Nope. We got the Colts and under the 47.5.
Yeah. I think that's about 1.5 too high. I would have had it right about 46. That's where I think that belonged.
All right, the Cleveland Browns and the New England Patriots. No Nick Chubb in this game. So that means Dearness Johnson gets to take over all the carries.
Rumbling, stumbling, Dearness Johnson.
I think this could be disgusting.
If you don't play Dearness Johnson today, you did it wrong. Mm-hmm. Straight up. That's the free spot on the wheel.
$4,700 on DraftKings. He should be in every lineup you have.
It is the free spot on the wheel. Mm-hmm. New England has struggled against running backs. They're much worse against the run than you would think, and they're middle of the NFL.
Right.
They've been strikingly good against the pass.
They're middle of the road in everything defensively.
Yeah, but they're markedly better against the pass than they are against the run.
They are. I mean, J.C. Jackson is one of the best corners in the league.
The only problem is that J.C. Jackson is going to draw Donovan Peoples-Jones today, and I do not love that matchup.
For Donovan?
No, I like it for Donovan.
Oh, you like it for Donovan?
He's so much bigger. Mm. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just like Kendall Fuller is on Mike Evans. I saw that earlier, that Kendall Fuller will be the one that's – okay, Kendall Fuller's a good corner, but he's 9 inches shorter than Mike Evans.
Right.
I don't give a damn how good you are tactically. It'd be like you trying to defend me.
Uh-huh.
All I have to do is jump just fractionally off the ground, throw it high.
And unfortunately, Mike Evans has a 35-inch vertical.
Yeah, muy grande on Mike Evans today.
Agreed. He's one of my favorite stacks of the day.
He is mine as well.
I think Cleveland is going to be able to move the ball on the ground. Donovan Peoples-Jones seems to be the biggest dart throw.
If I was throwing a dart in this game, it would be at Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Yes.
I'm not necessarily targeting that. It's not something that I'm running out to do. I mean, this is a 45 over under. So, Vegas does not – they think there's going to be a 24-21 game.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's probably on the high side, honestly.
I
do like Ernest Johnson. I think he's a very safe bet to score a touchdown at some point today because there's not another running back on the roster.
Right.
I mean, it's him.
No, they were talking in practice this week. They were going to be running Jarvis Landry out of the backfield on some packages. So that's how desperate they are at running back.
Yeah, Ernest Johnson will get as many touches today as he can physically handle.
Mm-hmm.
He should be 100% owned on DraftKings,
yep.
and I don't care.
And he's already shown that he can handle the workload. Against Denver, went for 146 back about a month ago.
And I could see him being right in that same territory today. 120, 130 yards, touchdown. Maybe he falls in the end zone for a second one. Mm-hmm. That makes him an elite play.
Mm-hmm.
He's a streamer option. If you obviously can't get him now, but if you procured him this week, last week, whenever, and you have him on a fantasy team, I'm trying to think of the line of where I would get to among guys that I would usually start before I went to Ernest Johnson. Like I'd play him over James Conner. James Conner was fantastic last week. I would play Ramondre Stevenson. Or not Ramondre, Ernest Johnson over James Conner.
Ramondre Stevenson, he's the piece to have from New England if you're going to have a piece.
It's solely because Bill does not trust fumbling running backs. So J.J. Taylor's role is not going to change. Brandon Bolden is the special teams ace. You're not going to see him get more than, I would say, 12 to 14 snaps offensively.
Right.
Which leaves, between J.J. Taylor and Bolden, that leaves 35-plus snaps for Ramondre Stevenson. He led the team last week in targets out of the backfield. Going to do it again. And he's the goal line back.
Mm-hmm.
I do not see how he does not score. Patrick Holt asked, is Logan Thomas still out? Yes, he will be back next week.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is a safety precaution or what, but Washington seems to be tapping out on this season because they also said Ryan Fitzpatrick will not return this year. So it is Taylor Heineke for the long haul.
So bad. Sorry, Washington football team fans.
You know what? You're doing it the right way, though.
Yeah, lose.
You're doing it right. Lose.
Yeah.
Don't be 7-10. Carolina, looking at you.
Mm-hmm.
Looking right at you.
No, we have to be 7-10 because we're a playoff team. We can win now.
No.
With Cam Newton.
You jackass.
Did see the question mark thrown up on Rondale Moore in the chats. Is he a play today? Is he playing today?
He's the most likely of the questionable to play. I would say yes. If I'm playing a Cardinal today, it's Christian Kirk.
Okay.
He's the one that I would prefer. I just don't really know how, because and this is strictly an opinion of how I have looked at how this is going to break down.
Mm-hmm.
I would say Stephon Gilmore ends up on A.J. Greene.
Yep.
I don't think he can run with Christian Kirk. That leaves Dante Jackson on him, and I think that's a very exploitable matchup. I like Christian Kirk a lot today. I don't mind Rondale Moore. I'm very nervous about how healthy he is.
Mm-hmm. So if Stephon Gilmore is going to be on A.J. Greene, and he's going to do a fine job of covering him because they're both, he's better. I mean, let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
At this point in his career, he's better than A.J. Greene is right now. You think Colt McCoy hits enough big ones, and they're going to be able to run efficiently?
You're trying to find a way to convince yourself that Carolina's going to cover this number. I know exactly what you're doing.
No, I'm very curious that you actually think that Arizona is going to be able to run the ball efficiently on this defense.
I don't think James Conner is going to score 3 times, but yes, I think from a schematic standpoint, I think they'll be fine.
Okay.
I like Christian Kirk a lot. If I knew Rondale Moore was healthy, I would really like him, but I don't. I can see Rondale Moore getting hurt in the first quarter, and now you're down to A.J. Greene and Christian Kirk.
Right. Okay.
But Kirk is the one I like today.
I believe the defense for Carolina is they're pretty stiff against the run. And I just, with all of the injuries, I still think they're close to covering this number.
Patrick West said, don't feel sorry for Washington. Trust me, I don't. You're doing exactly what you should do.
Oh, indeed.
If you've watched this show for any period of time, you'll know that I am the draft guy. And so I look at this and go, I would much rather be, if bringing back Ryan Fitzpatrick. That's smart. It's intelligent to not bring back a 40-year-old quarterback to win some meaningless games. Now, if you somehow find a way to make the playoffs, more power to you. I think you're very talented. I just don't buy Taylor Heineke. Kelvin Joyner asked, did I miss Jeremy just doing this? How about that, you?
He hasn't taken his victory lap on the
No,
air yet.
I'll do that. I'll do that tomorrow. That's, for me, Florida State can be just dog water. If we beat Miami and Florida, I'll live. And after what I saw Florida do yesterday, I don't feel that worried about it.
Patrick Holt says, can we not add players in Sleeper? No, those are best ball leagues.
Yep, best ball.
You did the draft, and now you just got to roll with it.
Yep.
There are no replacement players. We just see how it goes, which it's going very poorly for me, as everyone knew it would.
Matthew Hoffman asked Chris Godwin or Mike Evans. I'm not sure Chris Godwin's going to play.
It's Mike Evans.
It's Mike Evans to me, and I don't think it's all that close.
I think Chris will play, but even if he does, it's going to be sparingly.
Do
they need to push Chris Godwin to win this game?
No. So
that's the point.
You're the Tampa Bay guy here. Does that make Tyler Johnson a play?
Yes. But I would say more only in desperation. Because it is a huge gamble. I'm completely desperate at tight end in one league, and I'm throwing a dart at O.J. Howard this week. Just, why not?
That's aggressive.
Why not? Gronk's gone. Chris Godwin's limited. He's only a couple of weeks removed from having a pretty decent day where he caught, 7 passes of just 2 weeks ago?
Oh, God. Mike Evans is a must play. Benjamin St. Juste is inactive. That's the only corner the Washington football team has that's over 5'11". Mike Evans is a must play this week.
He is going to rack up a bunch of yards, and he is going to score probably at least twice.
He's a must play to me. I am now Yep. Oh, he was already in that lineup anyway, so it's fine. We'll just leave him. We'll leave him right where he was.
Exactly. It's Mike Evans over Chris Godwin. I could just see too many paths for them playing with Chris with real kid gloves. Because what do again, you don't need to push him to beat the Washington football team, and you don't want to push him and risk re-injuring something because that's been his thing for the last 2 years. He'll come on the field to get hurt and go off. We're not doing it. They're not playing with it, especially with Antonio Brown and Rob Gronkowski still weeks away from returning. I don't care about Brashad Perriman. It's Tyler Johnson.
The more I'm thinking about this, the more I'm warming up to the idea of going Tom Brady, Tyler Johnson.
He's a cheap ass play too.
He is. Tyler Johnson 3,300 on DraftKings, I believe. I don't know that he scores, but if I'm playing 2 receivers, I'm gonna stack them with Brady. I am literally audibling a lineup as we're talking about this.
Let's see here. OBJ just became wide receiver 2. Not right now.
He is a wide receiver too, without a doubt.
For tonight, for this week, for use on Monday night. I don't know about that. I don't know how many routes they're going to be able to throw him out there for, unless they just say, "Hey, here's you just run 9 routes."
Well, this is the thing. He can play half of the snaps. He doesn't have to know the playbook all that well. He has to know what he has to do. I could see OBJ running 50 to 60% of the snaps Monday night.
Okay.
They just don't have that many receivers.
Yeah.
You just lost Jacob Harris at tight end. You just lost Robert Woods to the ACL. You lost Deshaun Jackson because you cut him. I mean, how many receivers do you think they have? Tutu Atwell is hurt, if I'm not mistaken. He wasn't a big part of that offense, so I hadn't really looked at that in a while, but I believe he's hurt too.
He's going to be the wide receiver 2 there. I just don't know if it's for this week.
How many living, breathing receivers do they have this week?
Well, let's see. They have Cooper Kupp. They have Van Jefferson. They have Odell Beckham Jr. And they have... he's gone.
If you can name any other one, I'll be shocked.
Tutu, you just mentioned him.
IR.
He's on IR. Okay. I'm done.
J.J. Koski is the other answer.
Oh, Koski. Yeah. He's a good one.
Mr. Koski's boy. I
remember him when he was coming out of Eastern Illinois State University, and he was great. He was great. He had great hands. He had the catch radius on this kid, unbelievable.
Not even close. He went to Cal Poly.
Wingspan. Yeah,
he went to Cal Poly. Just so you know. And he's 6'1", so none of those things apply. I don't mind Odell Beckham Jr. in this game.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be doing it. Let's see here. Giovanni Bernard?
I'm gonna go no.
He's still out there?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna go no.
There's nothing about that I like. If your name is not Leonard Fournette, you are not relevant with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I mean, Gio will get some snaps, but I just don't think you have to.
I mean, he might get a shovel pass, 3 yards out of the end zone.
I just don't think you have to this week.
No, hell no. Don't do any of that. The Dallas Cowboys and the Atlanta Falcons. Dallas got embarrassed at home last week against Denver, and they are a 10-point favorite. What? Ooh, it's gone down to 8.
Sorry, I'm sitting here. I'm just messing around with my lineup. I just seen some things that I'm pretty fond of.
By the way, you can lock in your wagers at betus.com, betus.com. Use the promo code Sportsocracy. Make your deposit and use our promo code, and they will give you a 125% deposit bonus up to $2,500. Share that out with your friends as well. If they're into the wagering, they can definitely use our promo code as well. So we picked it at 10 on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
It's now down to 8. Dallas Cowboys -8 against the Atlanta Falcons. And I don't care. Dallas is going to cover this number. I think last week they got embarrassed, and it will not happen again, especially against this Atlanta team.
Had Dallas not lost last week, I would be much more open to the idea that they weren't going to. That there would be a letdown this week. I'm just not. After last week, it is what it is.
Of all of the DFS talk that we had this morning, we were talking best stacks of the week. Tom Brady and Mike Evans and Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams. And we never did mention Dak Prescott and Amari Cooper. I think that could be a good play today.
I don't hate it. But it's not that's not a contrarian GPP play. You want to go contrarian, you find the game where they got the number wrong. Here's what you're never this is just a little free unsolicited piece of DFS advice. You know where you're never going to find the low key contrarian play? In the game that's 4 full points higher than any other game on the slate.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are a lot of people, this is how they set lineups. They go to the over-under and go, what are the 2 highest over-under games of the day? And they just plug their lineups that way.
Oh, okay.
So you're not going to see it from the 2 highest over-unders of the day are Minnesota and the Chargers, Tampa and Washington, and Atlanta, Dallas. So you're not going to get it from there. Question is, what game can you get it from? And I will tell you that later, because there's one that I think is really, really interesting.
Okay. The offensive firepower of Dallas didn't live up to the name last week.
No.
And now they're going to be a pissed off and more complete team now because Michael Gallup's coming back. And he's actually a play that I don't hate at all today.
Yeah, you're drunk on Gallup, and I get it. It's a cheap piece. I'm afraid of what his route share is going to look like. I'm afraid of how many snaps he plays. And even if he plays a lot of snaps, I don't know how many targets he's going to see. You don't have to hit the third option against the Atlanta Falcons. Michael Gallup, to me, is a play against teams like Philadelphia that has a good corner, an average corner,
and
then you get to the third guy, and he sucks dog water.
Right.
That's where you play Michael Gallup. The Falcons are just bad across the board. It's Terrell and nothing else. And Terrell, I would wager, is going to be on CeeDee Lamb.
Yes. That's why I like Amari Cooper today. He would be the one that I would stack with Dak if I were doing that. If I were stacking with Dak.
The thing I'm worried about with Dak Prescott is I could very easily see them running the ball aggressively in this game. That takes away some of the ceiling for Dak to me. I don't hate it. I like Justin Herbert better. I like Tom Brady better. I like Russell Wilson. I like Aaron Rodgers. There are a slew of quarterbacks I like better than Dak Prescott today. Could he end up being a top 5 quarterback? Absolutely. Range of outcomes, I would say there is more likely a chance that a running back for Dallas is a top 10 running back than that Dak Prescott is a top 5 quarterback.
Okay.
I could also see this game blowing out early.
Right.
I don't think Atlanta can hang with them.
I don't think they can either. Some people like Russell Gage. Some people are talking Matt Ryan, Russell Gage stacks. I think you mentioned that this morning.
I did.
And I get it. I mean, that's going to be something not a lot of people pick on.
It'll be more than you think.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan will be more owned than you think.
Okay.
I like Kyle Pitts a lot.
Dallas gives
if
up
I'm
a
doing a Matt Ryan stack, it's Matt Ryan, Russell Gage, and Kyle Pitts.
Dallas gives up a lot of yardage. We know that. They rely on their offense to outscore what the defense gives up. I just don't know how much Atlanta is going to be able to score. Cordero Patterson is an obvious. I mean, he's still a great play.
Cordero Patterson is an every week play. To me, you cannot ever look at Cordero and go, "Oh, I'm not playing him this week."
Right.
That's an error in judgment. You're not done that.
Right, because they're going to find a way to get him the ball. Because they have to. They only have Pitts and him.
And Matt Ryan's been good. At the end of the day, Matt Ryan has been good for the last few weeks.
I still wonder about how that secondary of Dallas is going to try to confuse Matt Ryan.
By the way, A.J. Terrell will be on Amari Cooper. If I was playing a Dallas Cowboy, it'd be CeeDee Lamb.
Okay. That's the expected shadow?
Yep. That's what I thought, and then I started I thought it was the other way, and then I heard it, and I went, that doesn't sound right. Yeah, it will be A.J. Terrell on Amari Cooper. So if I was going to stack Dak Prescott, it would be with Dalton Schultz and CeeDee Lamb.
Okay. Let's see, anybody else from this game?
Kyle Pitts. I can't say that enough times.
Okay.
They have no shot of stopping him.
Right.
Rob Johnson said, will Trayvon Diggs be on him? I'm going to assume no. I think Trayvon Diggs will be on Russell Gage. Solely because I don't know why you would waste Trayvon Diggs on a guy that he has no shot of covering. I don't know how they're going to defend Kyle Pitts.
No.
Micah Parsons, maybe? Jabril Cox? Cox is probably the one that makes the most sense.
They're trying to throw Keanu Neal at him?
Keanu Neal's, he's 5 inches shorter.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the problem with Kyle Pitts. If you remember when we went through the pre-draft process, I said the problem with Kyle Pitts is it doesn't matter if you fixate on him. You don't have anybody that can one-on-one stop him. Stephon Gilmore did a good job of it, but there's not a lot of Stephon Gilmores in this league.
All right, so the Cowboys minus the 8?
I'll be on Cowboys minus 8, yes.
Yeah. Cowboys to cover over under the 55.
I think it's going to go under that.
I'm over.
I do. I think it's going to go under that. I think this game goes blowout. I could see Dallas's defense just coming out with your hair on fire. Still think Kyle Pitts will be fine. Not necessarily interested in any of the other pieces. Now, if you disagree with me, the Matt Ryan stack is fine, but not what I'm doing.
Okay. So I'm on the over, you're on the under, and we're both taking Dallas to cover the 8. Buffalo Bills and the New York Jets. I mean, if
Buffalo hadn't lost last week, I'd be on the Jets to cover this.
This is crimes. Don't do crimes except for on the football field. And they're going to do crimes today. Buffalo is going to hurt your feelings. After they got killed by Jacksonville last week.
They didn't get killed by Jacksonville. They got beat by 3.
No, you know what I mean. Their psyche got killed.
No, it didn't.
By losing to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
It's hard to win on the road in this league. If that hadn't happened, I'd be on the Jets plus 12. I think this game is going to stay closer for longer than people think.
Because you believe in Tom Brady 2.0.
Not even really that. I believe in a veteran being in that offense. I believe that offense, much like San Francisco's, is really difficult to defend. And I think New York's a tough place to play. But that being said, I think this is going to be super low scoring. And Buffalo will cover. I'd say this is 24-10.
Really?
I don't think this is the kill spot. The New York Jets are not the Houston Texans.
Mm-hmm.
They're just not. By the way, the New York Jets, if they score 30 points in this game, Mike White will become the third quarterback in NFL history to lead his team to 30 points in his first 3 NFL starts.
Oh, interesting.
Lynn Dawson was one of the first two. Just so
I don't think you can. I really don't. I really don't see you coming close to that.
I don't either, but I like this team markedly better with him than I do with Zach Wilson at this point. There's just not much here.
I'm not sure I'd like anything from the New York Jets today.
I don't really like anything from either team, to be really honest with you.
You don't think Josh Allen comes out with the fire of 1,000 suns?
But he's the second most expensive quarterback on the slate.
Find Stephon Diggs. I'm not even talking DFS right now. I'm just talking what we're going to see on the football field.
I think Josh Allen will be 250, probably 2 touchdowns. May rush for 50 or 60 yards, might fall in the end zone by himself.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't put him in he's not an elite level play to me today. Bryce Hall will be on Stephon Diggs. That's not a matchup that I love for Diggs. I mean, I'm not avoiding it, but it's not something I'm running out to do. I just think this is going to be a low-scoring, gross game. This will be the game that, if you're watching Red Zone in the 1 o'clock slate, this will be the game you see the least. I won't be shocked if this game is shown 6 times in the first 3 hours.
Really? Meanwhile, Zach Moss, he's going to be running, and I think he's going to have a lot of ground to cover.
Rob Johnson asked flex play between Michael Carter and Ramondre Stevenson. For me, it would be Carter, but it's close. He's just such a big part of this offense. He's going to catch. Yeah. He catches a ton of passes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that being said, Matt Milano is a aggressive, good pass cover linebacker. So
I would lean the other way on that, but
I wouldn't.
Yeah. Anybody else for the Buffalo Bills or the New York Jets?
Dawson Knox on FanDuel because he's gross cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Don't like him on DraftKings. He's like the 5th highest priced tight end on DraftKings. I'm good. I'm not rushing out to do anything with the Bills, and I'm certainly not rushing out to do anything with the Jets. Corey Davis being back takes out Keelan Cole, Denzel Mims. Jamison Crowder is close to maybe a play. Elijah Moore, if you just think somebody can't cover him because he's so damn fast, but even those, I am picking nits to the highest extreme.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not a game I want much of.
Yeah, dart throws to say the most about them. New Orleans Saints at the Tennessee Titans.
This is going to be an annihilation.
The Tennessee Titans are just 3-point favorites against the Saints, who do not have Alvin Kamara.
Oh, let's play a fun game.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of my favorite games. It's how many defenses in the NFL are cheaper than the Tennessee Titans on DraftKings today?
5.
There are 22 games. Or there are 11 games, 22 teams.
Mm-hmm.
There are 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 8 teams in the NFL that are cheaper than the Tennessee Titans. Please explain that to me. Please explain to me how the Cleveland Browns defense is more expensive, or the Eagles, or the Green Bay Packers against Russell Wilson, or the LA Chargers who cannot stop the run, or any of them. This is the second free spot on the wheel. The Tennessee Titans are the defense on every team. They should be 100% owned on DraftKings, and if they're not, you did it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if they scored 2. If you didn't have them, you did it wrong. And you just so happen to get lucky and you're a witch that you knew something awry was going to happen.
Right.
The Titans are I have 2 lineups today, by the way.
Right.
And the little factoid about Tyler Johnson. You convinced me on him.
Good. New Orleans Saints, the only thing that they have, and it's making everybody go, we have to play Mark Ingram today. Because he's so cheap, and he's the only, here's the thing, he's the only one. He's the only, quote-unquote, weapon that they have. Who's going to start at quarterback? Trevor Siemian?
I'm going to assume it's Trevor Siemian.
Right. There has been no lean or no leaked news coming out that Taysom Hill was going to take over the role, so we got to assume.
You're going to see more of Taysom Hill today. The Tennessee Titans are the 8th best team in the NFL against the run.
Mm-hmm.
I am Seacrest all the way out on Mark Ingram.
But even if they give him 35 carries?
I do not care. It'd be 35 carries for 70 yards. I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
That D-line is too good. That offensive line for New Orleans is fine. but you have no Terron Armstead today. Mm-hmm. You still have no Andrews Pete. Mm-hmm. I'm good. There is nothing here.
I agree with you. Everybody's been throwing out Mark Ingram, and I'm going, I don't see it. Which only means that, if the weirdness continues, Mark Ingram is going to be top 5 running back today.
He won't be.
He'll score 4 touchdowns.
He's going to be dumb high owned. Ramondre Stevenson's going to be low owned because Mark Ingram is so high owned. Mm-hmm. And it's dumb. And I cannot for the life of me figure out what it is that people are seeing.
Right. This has got to be one of those inexplicable games if it does turn out that way. New Orleans wins, but we don't know how they did it. You could have watched the entire game and go, I still don't understand it.
Oh, here's a fun game. Mm-hmm. How many defenses in the NFL give up fewer fantasy points to running backs than the Tennessee Titans?
Don't know. 4. 1.
The Washington football team. That is it. That is it. There are no more. They are the second best defense in the NFL. Fantasy points to running backs. Tennessee is the play. I hate this game. You remember what I said about Buffalo or Buffalo and the Jets?
Yeah.
This will be the second least seen. And it'll only be when you watch A.J. Brown go, bye, repeatedly.
Right.
The only thing that scares me is they could double cover him through this entire game. Mm-hmm. With no Julio Jones, there is nothing else that scares you. I want nothing to do with this game. No Adrian Peterson, no Mark Ingram, no, not shit.
Defenses.
Tennessee Titans.
Give me
no, not defenses.
Just one.
Defense.
Just the Titans.
Singular. Tennessee Titans. That's it. That is all in that game.
Tennessee minus the 3.
We already picked these games. Why do you keep asking me this?
What?
We already picked all these games, and I don't have my shit pulled up as to what we picked.
I'm just stating. I'm just stating that that's who we picked.
Because you've asked me over-unders, and I don't know if I have stayed consistent to what I said before or not.
Anyway, yes, we're taking Tennessee minus the 3.
Titans will kill them. This game will never be close.
Mm-hmm. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Washington football team. It's Tom Brady. It's Mike Evans. Yeah, I mean, you can play Leonard Fournette if he's on your season-long roster.
I don't love Fournette today. I love Mike Evans. I do love him because with no St. Juice, like I said earlier, there's not a corner that's even in the ballpark of as big as him. Mm-hmm. And no, I don't know that I don't love it better knowing that they can't accidentally put St. Juice on him because rookie Mike Evans is just so good at the point of attack. I look at this and go, I feel like Vegas is baiting me into doing something stupid. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to fall for it, but it's getting harder the more and more I look at it. This number's moved way more than I think it should have.
What's it moved to? It hasn't moved.
9.5.
Okay.
If it had gotten to 10.5, I'd take Washington. Mm-hmm. It's that last little stupid half a point. So I'm taking Tampa Bay.
Yep.
And I want the receiving end of Tampa Bay. I want nothing to do with the Washington football team.
Mm-hmm. No. Antonio Gibson, out. Sit him. Don't even play.
Terry McLaurin, I mean, if you have him, you're playing him. But other than that, Chuck G said, I want to hear Jeremy say the words, I heart Tom Brady. I'm good. I'm good. I said it because you said it. That's it. I will say, as a DFS play today, I'm all in on Tom Brady. Mm-hmm. He may be my favorite.
Do you love him?
No, I don't. If he's my, he may be my 1. If he's not, he's clearly my 2.
Right. Should be a smash spot here coming off the bye week.
That's the thing, is Tampa off a bye. Mm-hmm. Brady off a bye. You can just assume. And here's the other thing I will tell you about that. Mike Evans has 8 touchdowns this year. Mm-hmm. If you take away the 3 touchdown game, how do I want to say this? He has 8 touchdowns. They played 9 games, 8 games. Mm-hmm. He's only scored in 4 of them.
Yep.
Because he's had multiple touchdowns in 3 games. Mm-hmm. Today is going to be his 4th. I love Mike Evans today. He is my number 1 wide receiver, and this is a day that I like a lot of wide receivers.
I will fully agree with you there. Washington, avoid everything.
All of it.
Pittsburgh, -9 against the against the Detroit Lions. It is dropped to 5.5.
Which is stupid.
It's dropped to 5.5 since Ben Roethlisberger will not be playing. He is wound up on the COVID list, which that means Mason Rudolph comes in to be the quarterback.
What could make this game grosser? Mason Rudolph against Jared Goff.
Mm-hmm.
What could possibly make this game grosser?
If one of the running backs got hurt. What?
If it was cold as fuck. I mean, like 36 and raining. Guess what the weather forecast was?
Oh, no.
36 and raining. I want nothing to do with this.
Except for Najee.
Najee Harris.
Yeah.
I was on Pat Freiermuth until I saw that it's going to rain. It's just a question of when.
Mm-hmm.
It may not start until halftime, but it is going to rain. It is going to be cold and gross and bad and hot and play Dan Arnold, not Pat Freiermuth.
Ew.
Eric Bradley asked in the comments, Terry McLaurin, Emmanuel Sanders, Elijah Moore, Van Jefferson. Emmanuel Sanders is last on that list for me. Elijah Moore is third. McLaurin's one.
Mm-hmm.
McLaurin's one. Van Jefferson's two. Play your studs.
I can get down with that.
There's not a corner for Tampa that's going to stop Terry McLaurin.
Mm-hmm.
Emmanuel Sanders, you don't have to.
Steelers defense was asked, do you like the Steelers defense today? I would say yes.
Yes, a lot. Jared Goff. Do you remember what happened to Jared Goff the last time he played outside?
I was going to say Jared Goff can't hold on to the ball when he's not outside.
Hey, Jared Goff is going to look like a bathed cat by the end of this.
Mm-hmm.
Just pissed and hates the world, and he's wet, and he wants to claw your eyes out.
And he's going to be getting his tail kicked.
Yeah, I'm out. I like Pittsburgh's defense today. It's very expensive on the daily sites.
They could pitch a shutout. They could pitch the shutout against Detroit.
I would say 40% chance they pitch shutout.
Yeah.
I don't like anything here. Nate F., we're like an AA meeting for sports.
What's up, Nate?
James Robinson, Deebo Samuel, or Keenan Allen, non-PPR, need 2 of 3. It's that non-PPR thing you said.
James Robinson?
Fuck it. I'm going the other two. Deebo Samuel, Keenan Allen. I don't like James Robinson today at all. Which sucks because I have him everywhere. Motherfucking where.
Right.
And I'm having to play him in several leagues, but I don't love him today. He is super touchdown dependent.
Mm-hmm.
Keenan Allen's going to be in a shootout, and I like San Francisco to beat the Rams. And if they do, it's going to be because Deebo Samuel leads them to it.
And George Kittle.
See, and that's the thing. I could see them putting Jalen Ramsey on George Kittle. They're going to have to pick their poison, and I don't know that he can defend Deebo Samuel. I don't know that. I shouldn't have said it that way. I don't know that you're not wasting Jalen Ramsey. God almighty, way too many combinations of the same name in this league.
Right.
I don't know that you're not wasting him based on how they use him.
Mm-hmm.
Deebo Samuel catches a lot of screen passes and then just is a yak champion. I could see Jalen Ramsey being on Kittle more than you think.
Yep.
I would go Deebo, Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen's the definitive in that.
Carolina Panthers at the Arizona Cardinals.
Hey, you want to see a dead body?
You believe that Arizona is just going to demolish them today?
It's called Sex Panther by Odeon. It's illegal in 9 countries.
Despite missing the same players they were missing last week, and they killed San Francisco.
Mm-hmm. In San Francisco, by the way. This is in Arizona.
Yeah.
I have 3 words for you that will explain how I feel about this game.
Okay.
P.J. Walker. That's it.
That's all he cares about.
He sucks something awful. This is a blowout. I don't care who plays quarterback. I don't care if it's Kyler Murray, Colt McCoy, John Skelton, Kurt Warner, Cliff Kingsbury. Fuck, they all just trot Cliff out there. Screw it.
Right.
I don't care.
So Arizona's going to be without Kyler. They're going to be without DeAndre Hopkins.
Allegedly. We don't know that.
We don't know that, but it's the same thing that happened last week.
They're
haven't
going
practiced.
Through warm-ups.
Yeah, they haven't practiced all week.
That part does not matter. Yeah, you're scoffing at what I'm saying here, but they trotted them through warm-ups last week. They're going to do the same thing this week.
Mm-hmm.
If they feel better this week, they could play. Don't just chalk this up to it's going to be Colt McCoy, because it may not be. Mm-hmm. I believe it will be.
I was going to say, again, this is the same situation that, Tampa's in with Chris Godwin. Do we need them to beat the Carolina Panthers?
But see, that's how we think. That's not how Cliff Kingsbury thinks. Coaches in the NFL don't go, oh, we don't need you. Because if you wind up piddling in your pants and it comes out that, well, he could have played. We overlooked him. Then you look like a jackass.
Right.
So I'm just saying, don't.
Okay.
It's aggressive to just write them off. There's a reason that they have not been ruled out.
Right.
But that being said, I don't care who plays.
Mm-hmm.
Could be Colt McCoy. I still think it's going to be. This is a kill spot for everyone.
I will be interested to see how Carolina responds. I want to see what they look like, if there's any kind of a lift from the news this week that they have a new quarterback on their team. A new quarterback who's going to be in the room. A new quarterback who could very well be taking snaps very soon in this game. I just wonder what kind of impact that has. Does that have a lift?
0.
You don't think so?
0. That's 0. He fits in this offense like I fit in a tutu.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet, trot him out there because you know exactly what he's going to do. And to me, it's dumb. Every bit of this is dumb, but I'm just going to – at this point, I've said that enough times. I'm just going to sit back and watch it.
Yeah, we just got to see it happen on the field. CMC, you taking any shots on him in DFS this week?
No, he's the most expensive running back on the slate. I'm good. There are multiple running backs I like better. One that we'll get into in just a second. Rob Johnson asked, I have DJ Moore as my wide receiver 2. I don't love it. My other options are Devontae Smith and Donovan Peoples-Jones. I have both of them ahead of DJ Moore this week.
Agreed.
I don't like DJ Moore at all.
I actually think DPJ is the play there.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Because as Philadelphia continues to try to ground and pound, that's why I don't like that game much at all. The Philadelphia-Denver. Because that could just be ground and pound on both sides.
Yeah, I don't feel the same way.
Really? Okay. All right, we'll talk about that one in just a second here. We got the Minnesota Vikings and the Los Angeles Chargers. Shootout game, all the running backs.
I see, for me, it's not all the running backs. For me, it's one running back.
It's Dalvin Cook.
It's Dalvin Cook.
You don't think Austin Eckler is going to be able to move the ball?
Not between the tackles. I think he's going to be a glorified slot receiver. What I want is Justin Herbert and Mike motherfucking Williams.
You think this is the week?
I do.
All right.
And you know I'm a Mike Williams detractor.
You are.
To the highest
you are
extreme.
a Mike Williams hater.
But I think this is the week. If you're going to do it, this is the week you're going to do it, because they don't have a soul that can defend him.
Right.
Minnesota is bad against the pass with no Daniil Hunter. They don't have anything to get after the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So Justin Herbert's going to sit back there and just pick them apart. He's one of my 5 favorite quarterbacks on Draftkings.
Yeah. You've got 2 top 10 running backs in the league going against 2 of the worst run defenses in the NFL.
You're talking about from a fantasy points perspective. Austin Eckler is not one of the 5 best running backs in the NFL by any stretch of the imagination. He catches a lot of passes.
Mm-hmm.
He's a glorified slot receiver.
Mm-hmm.
It's what he is, has been, and will continue to be. It's one of the reasons that I have issues with the Chargers offense, because it looks disjointed as fuck a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hate Austin Eckler today. I'm just telling you, you ain't going to be the only one, and I think you're going to be disappointed.
Right. Dalvin Cook is a smash play, though.
100%.
We all know this, and don't care.
And you're talking about with the the issues of the week. There's just,
You think that could have some impact?
Oh yeah, because I think he's looking at this going, I'll shut him up. I'll shut the noise up, because I'll go out and score a fucking 1,000 points today.
Right.
The Chargers have nothing that can stop Dalvin Cook, barring he gets hurt, which you always have to acknowledge with Dalvin Cook, because he tends to love to do this, especially in kill spots. Other than that, there's nothing that's going to stop him.
Mm-hmm.
He's my number 2 running back.
Who's the receiver? Who's the receiver for the Minnesota Vikings? Is it Justin Jefferson this week? Is it Adam Thielen?
You're saying gun to my head, I have to pick one?
Yeah. Who do you like better?
I really want to say neither. but I have to pick one.
Well, they're going to use them. Kirk Cousins is going to score points.
Yeah, with Dalvin Cook. I have to pick one. I will go. I mean, put it this way: I've had to scroll this far to find the first one. It's Justin Jefferson. I mean, it's an average matchup. I mean, I'm not jumping up and down about it, but I could see him being good today. Not a DFS play by any stretch to me.
Right.
I want Dalvin Cook, I want Justin Herbert, and I want either Mike Williams or Keenan Allen, whichever one you feel better about.
All right, Philadelphia and Denver. This is the one that I think is just going to be ground and pound, both sides.
And see, I don't, because both of these teams are good against the run. I could see this starting that way, and then I could see this being their 6 punts in the first quarter. And then they both go, oh, wait, neither one of you are good rushing quarterbacks. And then it turns into just a weird low-key shootout. I don't hate Jalen Hurts at all today. And you're going to tell me I'm nuts, and that's fine. I have a funny feeling that Jalen Reagor is going to be usable today. Don't ask me why, because I don't know. I don't have any metric. I don't have any stat. I just keep looking at that name going, son, I want to have him as my cheap receiver, but I don't. It is what it is. I have a weird feeling about Jalen Reagor, put it that way.
Interesting. I got a weird feeling about Javonte Williams.
See,
I think he's going to have a big day.
Yeah, see, I don't. Philadelphia's good against the run. I just don't. I don't know how you're going to get past. These are both physical teams. This is not like the Cowboys where they're a finesse speed team and you're just going to push them around, which is what Denver did to Dallas last week. I don't think you have that here. I think this turns into who can actually outgun the other one. And I'd rather – oh, my gosh. I'd rather have Jalen Hurts and Teddy Bridgewater.
Than Teddy Bridgewater. Okay, we shall see.
Rob Johnson asked, do I like Jalen Hurts better than Russell Wilson? No. No, I don't.
No. I think they'll both be able to move the ball on the ground because, yes, while they are pretty good against the run, they've also had their moments. I mean, Dearness Johnson, we've been talking about him all week. Who did he have 146 yards rushing on? It was the Denver Broncos. So they can be gashed.
It's also a Thursday night game.
And if that's part of the, I don't know. I mean, that's the focus of the offense now. And Javonte Williams is also developing into the passing down target out of that backfield. I don't know. I like him. I think he could have a big day. The Seattle Seahawks and the Green Bay Packers kick it off at 4:25. Aaron Rodgers is back. So this should be easy, right? But you've been singing the praises of Russell Wilson all day. You just don't believe that much in the Green Bay secondary that they're going to have anybody to throw at DK Metcalf.
Sorry.
What are you?
Sorry, I got.
What are you texting your girlfriend there?
Well, I'm married, so no, I'm not. I was actually setting a lineup because it's just sent me a notification of, hey, you have a bye week player in your lineup. Of fucking course I do, because I'm in 9,000 leagues and I forgot one.
Right.
We're talking about Green Bay and Seattle here. This is going to be a shootout. This is going to be a game where nobody can stop anybody. I love Devontae Adams today. I love DK Metcalf. There's nobody on either side that can stop the other one. You want to talk about a shootout game? This is a shootout game. This could be the game that you needed to have 6 pieces of to cash in DraftKings. Do I think it's going to be that aggressive? No. But I do have pieces for both.
Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, they are a favorite stack this week for people in DFS. And you like Russ and DK as well.
I like Russ and DK a lot. They're a stack I have in one of my subsidiary DFS lineups. Another one I'm giving you, but I'm giving you a hammer. Don't get me wrong.
Anything else in this game? Aaron Jones?
I don't hate Aaron Jones. I just don't think you have to. I think Aaron is going to be in one of those fuck you moods, and we've seen this out of Aaron Rodgers. When he's in that mood, he can go 4 touchdowns, 370 yards. And I got news for you. If he does, it's going predominantly to Devontae Adams. Williams.
Oh, yeah.
There's nobody for Seattle that can stop him.
I was going to say, who would
he will have as many yards as he wants to have in this game.
Who would be the other play from Green Bay? Is it Randall Cobb?
I guess.
Yeah.
If I had to pick it up. See, I think the rest of them are going to have like 50 yards apiece.
Mm-hmm.
And you'd have to try to hit which one falls in the end zone, and I'm just not in the mood to play that game.
Is this the Mercedes Lewis touchdown week?
Maybe.
Is he going to score one of his token touchdowns?
I mean, it could be. Jamal Adams is one of the worst coverage safeties in the NFL. So
right.
It's entirely possible.
Right.
I'm not doing that, and I can't say that forcefully enough. I'm not playing Mercedes Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
Dan Arnold.
Kansas City and Vegas coming up tonight. Sunday Night Football.
This is the
in
torture
the desert.
ticket game.
Yeah, it is.
Torture ticket game.
Torture ticket game. Kansas City has gone up to a 3-point favorite now over the Las Vegas Raiders.
Wait. Where's my button? Where's my button?
Good. Let the hate flow through you.
You are a believer in the Las Vegas Raiders. I am not.
What, does that mean I'm getting the 3?
Oh, yeah.
Good. Let the hate flow through you.
Yeah, you're getting 3 points.
That makes me like the Raiders even more.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think on the low side, this will push. I think they are going to push Kansas City shit in, personally. Kansas City couldn't stop Jordan freaking Love. Mm-hmm. What do you think Derek Carr is going to do to them? Justin Barton asked 2 questions, actually. In a deep league, I have Pollard as a flex. Do you like Rager good enough to switch them? No. What is the torture ticket bet this week? We don't know. So we have a good idea of that we have to – one of us has to go downtown. Here's the problem. As our cameras currently sit, we can't do anything with them outside of this studio.
Mm-hmm.
So we can't
we'd have to record it and – we'd have to record it and then
no, because we don't have the piece to record in that camera.
Oh, well, that's helpful.
Yeah. See, we already we can record because it's connected to my computer.
Right.
But if we get away from my computer, we now can't do that, and that won't plug into my laptop. So
you'll have to. I mean, we'd have to record it on cell phone.
Yeah, and I don't want to do that. Okay, I just don't want to do that. Yeah. But we're going to come up with something good. We may we're going to Village Porch. I'm going to Village Porch, the Buffalo Bills backer bar to watch the Jets and the Bills. And yes, I'm going dressed exactly as I am because I don't want anyone to know that I'm a Jets fan. So we may ask Clarissa Marshall, one of our lovely sponsors, to.
I think you have to go home and change.
Nope. No.
Yeah.
Justin Barton said hot wing challenge. I'm in because you can't make them too hot. Okay. Rockies. Done. Win.
Ouch.
Yeah.
This is going to suck.
Yeah. I like how you said that because you know what I said? You're going to die.
We wouldn't have to get the Chernobyl asshole burn for you.
Mount saying hell no. Oh, no. Oh, we're getting the hottest one.
Can't.
100% can.
Can't.
100% can and will. Yeah. Yes. Fire.
I hate that shit.
Yeah, I know. That makes me like it all the more.
Don't want to.
It is decided.
Don't want to, can't stand it. All right,
Michael Whiteside is just
Rockies.
He is adamant about this DFS graphic. And it is coming at the end of the show. We got 2 games left.
We're going to get there. Trust me.
This is too much of a hammer for me to not give it out.
Right.
I love you people entirely too much.
All the pieces for Kansas City. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is back, which, yay. Huzzah.
Yeah, I
don't give a shit.
Yeah, I'm out. In terms of pieces that I like for fantasy from this game, all the Raiders, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill. I mean, I like all of the big pieces. I don't like any. I like none of the ancillary pieces.
No.
Mecole Hardman has one of the worst matchups of the day.
Josh Jacobs.
And I don't like him anyway. I don't mind Josh
Jacobs.
He's going
to have that game at some point.
I just think he's going to get pilfered by Kenyon Drake.
Yeah.
He's good. That's going to continue to happen.
Yeah, he's going to have that game at some point.
He is.
And
it might be
very well could be against Kansas City because Kansas City's not that good defensively.
It very well could be.
Monday Night Football this week, we got the LA Rams and the San Francisco 49ers. We are split on this game. You're taking San Francisco. I'm taking LA. Robert Woods is out. It sucks for them. They just got OBJ. I always wanted to call him ODB.
ODB.
Yeah.
Old dirty Beckham Jr.
Well, I mean, ever since the Cleveland Steamer story, he is dirty.
Oh,
That's dirty.
ODBJ. Don't Google that. I'll give you a piece of advice. Don't Google that, especially on a work computer.
Yeah. OBJ is there now. He is going to be playing this week. He will be returning punts, and he'll be used sparingly because he just doesn't know the offense yet. But still,
he'll be doing stuff and things.
But now that Robert Woods is out, who the hell's Robert Williams?
He's the center for the Boston Celtics.
That's right. Went to Texas A&M.
Yeah.
But now that Robert Woods is out, he's going to be forced into some play. Van Jefferson, everybody was talking free Van Jefferson. Well, Robert Woods, there you go. He handed him some workload.
I don't mind Van Jefferson in this game. I mean, for me, I think this is going to be a gross, just sludgy, big old sludge gross fest.
Mm-hmm.
This is one that I think goes under the number. The over-under on this game is 50, and I think that is way too low, or way too high, excuse me. I think it's going to be way lower than that.
Yeah, I don't like anything for San Francisco.
I could see this being a defensive struggle. I don't know. I don't
mind. Kittle's a must-play.
Kittle's a must-play. I think Debo's a must-play.
But I'm not going after Elijah Mitchell. I'm not forcing him into the lineup.
What do you mean forcing him into the lineup?
With Elijah Mitchell? If I have another option, I'm taking it.
I'm not there. To me, you'd have to have a really high-end option. Elijah Mitchell's a top 20 running back every single week. You would have to be flush with running backs, and I got news for you. You're not.
You're not.
I'm not even talking about you. I'm talking about metaphorically. You'd have to have three running backs that are in the top 20 to sit Elijah Mitchell, and you don't have that.
Mm-hmm.
If you do, you play with dumb shits.
Well, like if I have James Robinson, I'm playing James Robinson over Elijah Mitchell this week.
I have Elijah Mitchell ahead of James Robinson this week.
Okay.
It's not really all that close, if I was actually being honest. James Robinson's in the mid-20s for me this week. I do not like him in this game, which sucks because I'm having to play him in a slew of places.
All right, let's do it. Let's get that fire DFS lineup for the week.
And this is the Tom Brady lineup. I have a Russell Wilson lineup, and Nana Nana Boo Boo, stick your head and doo-doo. You can't have it because I'm playing it at a lot of very heavy and high-end contests.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Brady is my quarterback. I am stacking him with Tyler Johnson, with no Antonio Brown, no Rob Gronkowski, possibly limited Chris Godwin. So that is my triple stack: Brady, Evans, Tyler Johnson, Mike Williams from the Los Angeles Chargers. This is a Mike Williams week, and I am really heavily on Mike Williams. Fourth receiver, which I very rarely do, DK Metcalf. Nobody for Green Bay can stop him. He is going to have a big old biggin. And that is who I have Russell stacked with in my Russell Wilson lineup. Running backs are Dearness Johnson, Cleveland Browns, Najee Harris from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Dan Arnold is my tight end, and the Tennessee Titans are my defense.
This is your no doubt Will Cash lineup.
7 out of 9 weeks. Wait, where's it at?
It's called Sex Panther by Odeon. It's illegal in 9 countries. Yep, it's made with bits of real panther. So you know it's good.
60% of the time works every time. Actually, 77% of the time works every time. So yes, that can be used in cash or tournaments. It's probably not going to win a tournament, but I think it cashes in a tournament. I like that lineup a lot. Generations, we're like an AA meeting for sports. Welcome, Generations.
What's up?
Ask Debo or Tyler Lockett. I will.
Debo.
I'm going to go Tyler Lockett, actually.
Really?
Yeah. Just on the off chance that they put Jalen Ramsey on him or they do some other level of dumb shit. I don't know. I have a weird feeling about that Rams-49ers game. I'm not getting a good read on it. I know nobody for Green Bay can stop anybody for Seattle. That's going to be the ridiculous DFS shootout. If you want to have Aaron Rodgers, if you want to have Devontae Adams, if you want to have DK Metcalf, if you want to double stack Russell Wilson, I get it.
Yeah.
That is going to be a lot of points because that is 2 very bad defenses.
Deebo Samuel's going to continue to get his, and Lockett really is hit or miss.
He is, but this could be a big week.
Mm-hmm.
The matchup for him this week, let me see if I can find it. Do. Shadow coverages, go to that game. Doop. The matchup for Tyler Lockett is Russell Douglas.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but he's only giving up 7/10 of a point per reception.
Right.
He hadn't played that many. And one of them was against Pat Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't mind either one of them.
He had
I love Deebo.
He had that big interception against Kyler Murray.
Do you know who's defending DK Metcalf today?
Who?
Who's my favorite Green Bay Packer to make fun of and talk shit
Kevin
about?
King.
That's the one. DK Metcalf is my number one receiver of the day, and I could easily see him having 40. I can see him having 200 yards on 14 catches today with 3 touchdowns. And I know that sounds like, well, you're out of your mind. That's such a great. Yeah. Who's going to stop him? Unless they Nancy Kerrigan him, there is no shot of them slowing him down.
Right.
Love DK today.
Okay. Very good.
All the fire.
There's your DFS fire lineup for the week.
Now,
Yep.
something that is a fun thing, and I have to do this. I don't necessarily want to do this. I have to do this. I get asked literally so far this morning. I have been asked like 100+ fantasy football questions.
Okay.
I am, and I would love to have the ability to answer them all. My new tenant is in the Discord server. So if you're a member of the House of Reprehensibles, I am in that every day. It is on my phone. It pops into I see the alerts. I just physically cannot go through 75 Facebook messages every week. Because I found some from last week and I felt bad and it fucked up like half of my day yesterday that I felt like shit that I didn't get to. And lo and behold, I finally came to the realization of I can't answer this many questions. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not saying we're the most popular people in the world, but between ESPN and this show, I'm just getting asked copious amounts of questions. So from now, if I see it and I can answer it, I totally will. I'm not going to say I won't answer questions on Twitter or Facebook Messenger or any of those things. But if you want to know I'm going to answer it, House of Representables, House of Reprehensibles, Representables. There you go. And ask it in the stream, and I'll answer them there. It's what is it, $3.99, $2.99, something like that a month.
$2.99.
It's something like that. I set the pricing. I still don't remember. But just keeping them together, that's the only way I'm going to be able to do. Because I felt like shit yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had people that asked me questions, and I hadn't seen it. I mean, hell, I had. God,
from last week?
Yeah, and I still hadn't seen it. I mean, it was Saturday, so we were 6 full days down the line. So that's going to be. Now, I cannot guarantee you I can get to a question if you send it to me on Twitter or Facebook Messenger or Facebook. I put it in a pigeon's mouth. Mm-hmm. But if you ask it on the House of Representables, the Discord page, that as soon as you join the House of Reprehensibles,
you got that one.
Yeah,
you're batting 500 here, buddy.
That's fine. That's
good.
That'd put me in the Hall of Fame. I'd be Pete Rose's illegitimate older brother. I will be able to see it there. So I just wanted to get that out there.
Okay.
It fucked up like half a day of mine yesterday, and then I went, good hell, and I went through and started counting them. I got to 60, and I went, okay, that has proven the point that I was trying to prove.
Very good. Jeremy's going to be hanging out at the family porch. No, the village porch. The village porch over in at Reynolds Mountain. He is going to be hanging out there watching football this afternoon for the Buffalo Bills New York Jets. I got to work basketball this evening. The Asheville Championship, the final round is tonight, starting at 5:00. So I'll be working that. In the meantime, I've got to run home and go install a toilet. So that's a whole lot of fun. My day's just chock full of fun.
Just chock full of fun shit.
Yeah. So anyway, you could go hang out with Jeremy over at the Village Porch to watch some football. Of course, you can always find out what happens this weekend in the NFL right here tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. We will be live, and we will be recapping each and every game, talking about where we were right, things that we got completely wrong. We can all laugh at the fact that Tank actually thought that for a second the Carolina Panthers were going to cover the number against the Arizona Cardinals.
No,
I'm still telling you, it feels Feels weird.
No,
Feels
and
weird.
We can get ready to watch Tank pee-pee in his pants as he eats Mount St. Hell No Wings from Rocky's Hot Chicken.
Not going to happen. Not going to happen. That's on you. That's all you, buddy.
Well, here's the thing.
The Lord looks out for me. And,
yeah, he sure did with that wasabi. I mean, these are the hottest wings on planet Earth, and they're dry rubbed. And the last time I ate these, I had to take a nap. And I love spicy food. Him, on the other hand,
hate spicy
not
food.
so much.
Yeah.
He does not so much love a spicy food.
I love spicy food to a level, and then when it gets above that level, and each increment above that, every what is it? Every extra Scoville unit makes me hate myself.
Yeah. That's that's why if you need a rooting interest tonight, Raiders +3.
We will be back with you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. here in the Sportsocracy. Be sure to like, share, and follow on all the social medias at the Sportsocracy. Don't forget to lock in your wagers for the day's action at betus.com. BetUS.com. Use your promo code Sportsocracy, and they will give you a 125% deposit bonus when you do, and they'll do that up to $2,500 as well. Lock in those wagers. Best of luck to everybody, and we will see you in the morning.
Thank you.